SETI in the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. Carl Sagan was a passionate supporter of SETI in the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. Unlike UFO enthusiasts who chased unverified claims, Sagan insisted on scientific rigor. He believed that if intelligent civilizations existed, we could detect their radio signals across space. In his 1966 book Intelligent Life in the Universe, co-authored with Russian scientist Iosif Shklovsky, he laid out the scientific basis for SETI. Later, he became a strong advocate for funding radio telescope projects to listen for signals from the stars. While no confirmed alien signals have been detected so far, Sagan's vision helped establish SETI as a respected scientific endeavor. He often said that the universe was too vast for humanity to be the only intelligent species, reminding us of both the possibility of cosmic neighbors and the humility of our place in the cosmos. Planetary defense, protecting Earth. Another area where Sagan contributed was in planetary defense. He studied the effects of asteroid impacts, warning that such collisions had shaped Earth's history, including the extinction of the dinosaurs. In the 1980s, he also co-authored research on the concept of nuclear winter. This theory showed that a large-scale nuclear war could throw so much dust and smoke into the atmosphere that it would drastically cool Earth's climate, threatening all life. By combining his planetary knowledge with Earth's geopolitical issues, Sagan made science directly relevant to survival. Public voice of science. Beyond his technical contributions, Carl Sagan's greatest achievement was perhaps his role as a public communicator of science. By the late 1960s, he was appearing on talk shows like The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, explaining complex topics with humor and clarity. His warmth and poetic style made science feel approachable. He often said, "Greater than we are a way for the cosmos to know itself." Through such phrases, Sagan captured both the mystery and beauty of science, turning it into something deeply human. A scientist who bridged worlds. Carl Sagan's career was unique because he didn't just stay in the laboratory. He moved fluidly between research, teaching, public communication, and philosophy. He showed that a scientist could be rigorous without losing imagination, and poetic without losing accuracy. By the time he reached the 1980s, Carl Sagan had already reshaped planetary science, inspired space missions, and touched millions with his words. But his journey was far from over. The next chapter of his life would see him become a household name across the globe. 4.Q. The author who brought the cosmos to our hands. Carl Sagan was not only a scientist who peered through telescopes and worked on spacecraft missions, he was also a master of the written word. He believed that knowledge trapped in academic journals was not enough. Science needed to reach everyone: children, students, dreamers, leaders, and ordinary people. Through his books, Sagan built a bridge between the mysterious universe and the everyday reader. His style was clear, poetic, and filled with a sense of wonder. He didn't just explain, he invited readers to feel the awe of existence. Over his career, Carl Sagan authored or co-authored more than 20 books, many of which became bestsellers and remain classics today. Let's explore some of his most influential works. A. Cosmos, 1980. Without question, Sagan's most famous book is Cosmos, written to accompany his groundbreaking television series of the same name. Published in 1980, the book became an international bestseller. selling millions of copies and being translated into dozens of languages. Cosmos is more than a science book, it's a journey through space and time. In it, Sagan tells the story of the universe, from the Big Bang to the evolution of life, from the rise of human civilization to the possibilities of interstellar travel. He mixes hard science with history, philosophy, and a deep sense of humanity's place in the cosmos. One of the most powerful aspects of Cosmos is Sagan's ability to connect the vastness of the universe with the fragility of human existence. He reminds us that while we are small, we are also rare and precious. The success of the book was phenomenal. It reached millions of readers worldwide, inspiring young scientists and curious minds alike. Even today, Cosmos continues to be a gateway for people who want to fall in love with science. B. The Dragons of Eden, 1977. Before Cosmos, Sagan had already established himself as a powerful writer with his 1977 book, The Dragons of Eden, Speculations on the Evolution of Human Intelligence. In this book, he explored the origins and development of human intelligence, blending anthropology, biology, psychology, and imagination. He discussed how the human brain evolved, how memory and language developed, and how myths and dreams shaped cultures. The book won the Pulitzer Prize for General Nonfiction in 1978, a rare honor for a scientist. The award cemented Sagan's reputation not only as a scientist but also as a writer of extraordinary talent. C. Broca's Brain, 1979. In Broca's Brain, Reflections on the Romance of Science, Sagan shared essays and reflections on a wide variety of scientific topics from neuroscience to space exploration. The title refers to the preserved brain of Paul Broca, a 19th century neurologist who studied the relationship between brain anatomy and language. Through this book, Sagan explored what it means to be human in a cosmic context. He discussed pseudoscience, the excitement of discovery, and the dangers of dogma. It's a book that showcases his wide-ranging intellect and his ability to move between disciplines effortlessly. D. Contact, 1985. While most of Sagan's works were non-fiction, in 1985 he published a science fiction novel that became a cultural phenomenon, Contact. The novel tells the story of humanity's first contact with an advanced extraterrestrial civilization. The protagonist, Dr. Ellie Arroway, is a radio astronomer who discovers a signal from space. The story explores themes of science, religion, politics, and humanity's readiness for cosmic communication. Contact was a bestseller and was later adapted into a 1997 Hollywood film starring Jodie Foster. The movie, much like the novel, captured the tension between skepticism and belief, between science and faith, and between human limitations and cosmic possibilities. Through Contact, Sagan showed that science fiction, when grounded in real science, could be both thrilling and profound. The book remains a classic of the genre. E. Pale Blue Dot, 1994. Perhaps no book captures Carl Sagan's poetic spirit more than Pale Blue Dot, a vision of the human future in space. The title comes from one of the most famous images in astronomy, a photograph of Earth taken in 1990 by the Voyager 1 spacecraft from a distance of about 6 billion kilometers. At Sagan's urging, NASA turned Voyager's camera back toward Earth, capturing our planet as a tiny speck, less than a pixel in size, floating in the vastness of space. In the book, Sagan reflects on this image with words that have since become legendary. He describes Earth as a fragile pale blue dot, a reminder that everything we love, every human being, every empire and achievement, exists on this tiny world. The book is not just about astronomy, it's a call for humility, unity, and responsibility. Sagan urges humanity to care for our planet and to continue exploring space. It is both sobering and uplifting, a masterpiece of scientific and philosophical writing. F. The Demon-Haunted World, 1995. In the mid-1990s, Sagan turned his attention to another challenge, the rise of pseudoscience, superstition, and misinformation. His book The Demon-Haunted World, Science as a Candle in the Dark is a passionate defense of critical thinking and scientific skepticism. In it, Sagan warns against the dangers of believing in UFO hoaxes, astrology, faith healing, and other forms of unscientific thinking. He argues that science is not just a body of knowledge, but a way of thinking, a baloney detection kit that helps us separate truth from falsehood. The book became a guide for skeptics and educators around the world. Even today, it is cited as one of the most powerful defenses of rational thinking in the modern era. Other works. Beyond these famous titles, Sagan wrote and co-authored many other important works, including Intelligent Life in the Universe, 1966, with Iosif Shklovsky, one of the first scientific discussions of extraterrestrial life. Comet, 1985, with Andrian and David Grinspoon, exploring the history and science of comets. Billions and Billions, 1997, published posthumously, a collection of essays reflecting on life, science, and mortality. Each of these works reinforced Sagan's belief that science should be accessible, engaging, and deeply connected to the human experience. A unique style of writing. What made Sagan's writing so impactful was not just the content, but the style. He used metaphors, stories, and vivid imagery to explain complex science. He had a poet's ear for rhythm and a philosopher's eye for meaning. When reading Sagan, one doesn't just learn about the cosmos, one feels it. His words have the power to inspire awe, to comfort, and to challenge us to think bigger. Books as legacy. Through his writings, Carl Sagan reached far more people than he ever could in a classroom or a laboratory. His books have sold millions of copies and continue to inspire new generations of readers. They stand as lasting monuments to his vision of a world where science is not just a profession, but a shared human adventure. For Carl Sagan, the pen was as powerful as the telescope. His books didn't just describe the cosmos, they gave us a way to see ourselves within it. 5.Q. The Television Scientist. By the late 1970s, Carl Sagan was already a respected scientist and best-selling author. But it was through television that he would truly become a household name. In 1980, Sagan launched what would become his greatest cultural achievement, Cosmos, A Personal Voyage. This 13-part television series, co-written by Sagan, Andrew Yan, and Steven Soter, was unlike anything the world had ever seen. It wasn't just a science program, it was a sweeping journey through space, time, history, and human imagination. It combined storytelling, stunning visuals, and powerful narration to bring the universe into people's living rooms. The vision behind Cosmos. Carl Sagan believed that science belonged to everyone, not just to scientists. He also knew that television, the most powerful medium of its time, could reach millions. His goal was not simply to teach astronomy, but to ignite wonder. Sagan and his team envisioned Cosmos as a kind of space odyssey for television. It would cover the history of the universe, the origins of life, the rise of human civilization, and the challenges of the future. But it would also ask philosophical questions. Who are we? Where did we come from? What is our destiny? This ambitious vision required creativity. Cosmos combined cutting-edge special effects, animations, live-action reenactments, and breathtaking location shoots around the world. The result was a show that was not only informative but cinematic. The spaceship of the imagination. One of the most iconic elements of Cosmos was the spaceship of the imagination. In each episode, Carl Sagan climbed aboard this fictional spacecraft, which allowed him to travel across the universe and through time. The spaceship symbolized the power of human imagination and scientific inquiry. It could shrink down to explore the atoms inside a cell or zoom out to witness the birth of galaxies. For viewers, it made abstract concepts tangible, transforming science into an adventure. The Cosmic Calendar. Another unforgettable teaching tool from Cosmos was the Cosmic Calendar. To help audiences grasp the immensity of cosmic time, Sagan compressed the entire 13.8 billion year history of the universe into a single calendar year. The Big Bang happened on January 1st. The Milky Way galaxy formed in March. The Earth formed in early September. Life began in late September. Dinosaurs appeared on December 25th and vanished by December 30th. Human beings arrived on December 31st, in the final minutes before midnight. This brilliant visualization showed how tiny